People are being murdered in Palestine in front of their entire families, in front of their friends, in front of their communities constantly.
But you said that Charlie Kirk espoused hateful rhetoric.
Yes.
Right? So you would label him as a homophobe, you would label him as anti-LGBT. That was one of the primary justifications for you saying, well, I understand why people are rejoicing. You brought up Palestinians. Do you think in Palestine or other Muslim majority countries that there's robust laws that protect people who are gay?
This logic blew up in her face.
I think that, frankly, the most upsetting part of the entire Charlie Kirk situation is the fact that people care so much more when it's his life than it is with anyone else's.
He was murdered live on television. That's a huge difference in what you're just saying.
In front of his kids, too, and his wife.
And I understand. I would like to ask if I can I discuss Palestine here, or should I not bring that up?
You wanted to bring up Palestine?
The one thing I would like to say on Palestine, I understand that there's a difference between it being a broadcasted event with a given crowd, right? People are being murdered in Palestine in front of their entire families, in front of their friends, in front of their communities constantly, more than we are capable of grasping. These videos are being plastered all over the internet. People are watching this shit for fun.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
This is going to be very sort of roundabout thinking here. But you said that Charlie Kirk espoused hateful rhetoric.
Yes.
Right? And I guess you say that that's not justification for assassination?
No.
But you can understand why people might be
I don't think that there's any justification. Oh,
okay.
Never mind.
So hateful rhetoric. You said that, would you categorize, you mentioned LGBTQ marriage, right?
Yes.
And how Charlie Kirk opposed it,
yes.
right? My question to you is, you cited this as a reason for why you might understand why people are rejoicing at Charlie Kirk's death because he was anti-LGBTQ. Would you say he's homophobic?
Again, I truly am not that well versed on his specific takes.
Well, he's against gay marriage, so would you consider that
I would consider that to be homophobia.
Okay, so you would label him as a homophobe, you would label him as anti-LGBTQ, you would say that he's against gay marriage, et cetera, and that was one of the primary justifications for you saying, well, I understand why people are rejoicing. You brought up Palestinians. Do you think there's a good record of how do I want to frame this properly?
Oh, I'm excited.
Do you think in Palestine or other Muslim majority countries that there's robust laws that protect people who are gay?
No.
Do you think that, for example, in certain Muslim countries, Muslim majority countries, that they're oftentimes, if somebody's found out to be gay, that they're stoned to death? Or
that's
they're
a bit extreme. That there are circumstances, but if we're acting like that is the natural practice.
Do you think they're pro-choice?
But hold on. Do you think again? But you would have to agree. The reality is, in these Muslim majority countries, there's not a lot of rights for the LGBT community.
Sure, if you want to.
So wait,
yes.
but why? How do you reconcile then? How do you reconcile your defense of Palestine, which is clearly anti-LGBT, but also seem to have some issue with Charlie Kirk's anti-LGBT position?
Well, I mean, I'm anti-violence in any sense. That comes before any of my other beliefs. I don't think homophobia is a reason to kill people. I think that's pretty simple. But I also want to make...
Time out. She just said that she justifies celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder, and she's angry that people are, mourning his death simply because he was anti-LGBTQ and gay rights and that stuff. So no, you are sort of promoting violence in a sense. You are sort of saying, yeah, maybe I wouldn't go that far, but we shouldn't mourn, and maybe celebrating is okay.
Get clear, when I'm talking about Palestine, I'm not talking about the lawmakers. I'm talking about the children. I'm talking about the mothers, the fathers, the wives, the husbands, the men, the women, all of them.
Well, hold on. Even the citizenry, you do realize, it's not just the politicians in these Islamic or Muslim countries. It's the majority of the citizenry is quite anti-LGBT.
Yes, they live in a country where they are encouraged to be. I think that we, specifically the U.S., is relatively open and, accepting of different people because it's legal here, because it's, we can discuss it, we can be in those spaces, we can have community like that. If they're not able to do those things, then yeah, I'd assume the population is more homophobic. That's fair. I also want to put it out there, I don't justify violence in any circumstance.
But can I ask you?
Yes.
So just to be clear, I think my personal position, any of these conflicts going on in the world, whether it's Israel, Palestine, whether it's Ukraine, Russia, or whether it's individual political assassinations, war's terrible.
Yes.
I hate to see anybody, whether I agree with them, disagree with them, being killed, civilians being killed, whatever it is. I don't like to see conflict. It's terrible, right? I guess my confusion is, though, if it is the case that Palestinians overwhelmingly are anti-LGBT, then if people are rejoicing because they're being killed, would you have objections to that?
They are children. We're talking. If people want to rejoice,
what about the adults?
The adults,
Yeah.
if people are happy that people who are raised to be homophobic are dying and who never really knew much else and who were raised in like a genocide, right? And whatever, like never formed full political opinions. If you want to judge their morality based off of that, go for it.
So to summarize, this woman believes that you shouldn't mourn Charlie Kirk's death because he was anti-LGBTQ, and you should maybe even celebrate his death. But when it comes to the people in Gaza that are anti-LGBTQ, that same logic doesn't apply. Clear hypocrisy. You see it on his face. It's bullshit logic, right? And this is what a lot of the pro-Palestine movement was peddling for a long time. Oh, Charlie Kirk was anti this. Charlie Kirk was evil, and therefore we shouldn't care about his death. It's like, you don't use the same logic when it comes to the people in Gaza, because every single person in Gaza holds views that people in the West would find abhorrent and disgusting. And so for some weird reason, the left decides to give the people of Gaza a pass for being all of these things that are against their own movement. It's like you would think the people on the left would be the most pro-Israel because they align with a lot of the liberal policies that Israel is enacting. But in fact, it's the opposite. Somehow the left has aligned with the Islamists. Somehow, despite all the logic not matching up, because it only matches up with Israel and anti-Israel, and that's why I call it an anti-Israel movement, it works somehow. That's what I want to put. I think the logic is broken on its face. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you believe in what we do here over at Jewish Uncensored, consider supporting us in a few different ways. You can support us monetarily by going to buymeacoffee.com/Jewish Uncensored. You can also go to our new merchandise store, IsraelUncensored.com, where we just dropped a bunch of new merch. Additionally, to gain access to exclusive content, you can go to our memberships tab on this channel and join there. And finally, you can share this video with both family and friends in order to share this message with the world. Thank you so much for your support.